Because and like people in the Middle East, because porridge was like a staple for them, so it wasn't anything weird. Then like,
Right.
oh my God, Caitlin!
Poor Anderson.
Did you get that on video?
Way to go, Caitlin!
Woo! Why?
What are you? Just why?
Defacing a textbook in front of the professor.
I didn't mean to do that.
This is really a first. It really is a
No,
first.
I didn't mean to do that.
What?
I was ripped. I didn't know this weird plasticky thing was over the cover.
I meant to rip this
Listen.
part, not that part.
Okay, now let's talk about something else.
Sitting down to a meal draws a line around us. It encloses us and for a brief time strengthens the bond that connects us with the other members of our self-defined clan, shutting out the rest of the world. Miriam Weinstein. For my project, I wanted to explore table culture and how meals and the traditions we created brought us together here at Brunenberg. How do we reflect traditional notions of table culture? How do we challenge them? What are our traditions? What are our food memories? This project will explore all these ideas through the eyes of the students at Brunenberg.
Okay. He said,
Can we do a telephone dance? Like I do a dance move, Casey does a dance move. Like,
So what is table culture? What does it look like? Who is involved? For answers to these questions, I looked at several different articles and family meal websites to get a feel for what is expected at the dinner table. I split it into 3 categories: table manners, gender roles, and the effect that eating together has on a group. According to Janet Fleming, author of The Taste for Civilization, manners are the glue that holds family dining experiences together. In her chapter, Conversation and Manners, she argues that learning the courtesy of a conversation promotes meaningful human connections and is an essential building block of civil society. This courtesy can be learned through table manners.
Got this weird point where we all just kind of like wildly ate our food and like left messes.
Yeah, it was a problem. Especially for one.
Okay. And then we just decided to
Pass the pepper.
drink some.
I mean, once you've cracked open the cooking wine.
Yeah, I never thought.
You can never go back.
Oh no. And
Welcome.
Hey guys, give me some of your beer. Is that beer?
Yeah, it is.
Give me some.
Okay. Can you talk about what happened a couple of weeks ago and the rule that came from it?
Yes, Grace. What happened was it had been called to my attention that I was being really, really rude. I decided to ask the group for some help. And so one day at lunch I brought it up that I would like everyone to challenge me to use my manners at the table so that whenever I wanted something, I would have to say please, or else they wouldn't hand it to me. And so then we decided to apply that to everyone, so everyone could also work on their manners to make me feel better about, the problem that I was having.
Fleming describes table manners in a nutshell. Children are taught to say please and thank you. Spatial boundaries are preserved. It is rude to take food without asking first or to stare at the food on someone else's plate. So manners are important in the home, but why are they important for us here at Brunenberg?
the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that none of us take a bite of our food until everybody's served. And that, I don't know, that's a respect thing. And I think that that's laid the foundation for the relationship we've had with each other, is just the respect we have for each other.
Like, wait, we need to be more respectful of each other and our place. And so we decided to say please and thank you all the time. And it really helped and improved our mealtime.
Looking once again at Fleming, she says the complex and time-consuming business of manners is, for the most part, women's work. Manners are associated with historically feminine characteristics, the graces, polish, refinements, conventions, and the art of communication. Rudeness, biting, swaggering, boorishness, typically masculine constructs, lose their place at the table. Is that true for our group here? The first thing that comes to mind when thinking of gender roles at the dinner table is Norman Rockwell's painting, Freedom from Want, created in 1943. This notion of family dinner had taken hold in America by the 1950s. Mom cooked, Dad carved, son cleared, and daughter did the dishes. But in our family, things are a little different. What role do gender roles play?
When we eat,
Yeah.
I don't, mostly just in conversations, the things that Kyle finds funny, sometimes the rest of the group has trouble relating to, which is unfortunate.
I feel like you might have to go to Kyle on this one because I'm so used to all the women in the group that I don't really notice, but I'm sure he notices.
Kyle being the only guy most of the time, that does kind of single him out a little bit occasionally, and maybe we're a little bit tougher on him sometimes than on other people, but in general, I don't think it really makes a huge difference.
I mean, the thing is, there's only one boy. I do think we tend to have less patience with Kyle in general. Because he's a boy, and boys think differently than girls, and we're all girls, so we all think the same, and then poor Kyle doesn't think the same as us. And so he gets pounced on frequently at mealtimes. But I mean, it's not like we all cook for Kyle, and he sits, and then we deliver him the food and feed him peeled grapes. And fan it
ladies.
with palm fronds.
So what's it like being the only guy?
Usually it's thank you. Usually it's not that bad. Pretty much always it's not that bad. But then sometimes we'll have Shark Week talks or stuff like that that I can't really relate to, or talking about guys, or not even such divided things, but even just the way that we perceive different actions or events or ideas, I think is different, and that we kind of have difficulty understanding each other in those situations. But, I mean, I think that's really minor because we can always come back to something that we all agree on and something that we all love and something that we all know and appreciate. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's easy for me just because I'm the one that's not like the other, I guess. But which one of these is not like the other? But it's like I said, it doesn't always play out that way. Like, we can have very real connections that have nothing to do with gender and that are like centered around just us being people and us being at Brunenberg and us being friends.
I mean, I think in the beginning they played a big part just because we were all like, we're girls, let's talk about girly things, but now it's just like, we're all friends, we're all people. It doesn't, yeah.
There's an obvious difference present in the gender ratio for our group, but after listening to my peers' reaction, it seems gender roles in a traditional American dinner time sense don't have a place here. They do play out socially, but once we sit down together, we are friends first and connect on that simple fact. Meals have been a big part of our time here at Brunenberg. Let's do some quick math. If we were here for 86 days and ate together twice a day every day, minus 2 weeks for spring break and random days that we weren't all present, we ate about 140 meals together.
So it's like my dad.
It's in my hand,
Alright.
That's a big hunk of time, and to me, it was some of the most special time I've spent with this group. While doing research for this project, I came across many different websites encouraging families to turn off the TV, sit together, and eat. Why? What is so special about this time together? What can it do for a group of individuals? In order to explore this question, I think it's important to look at our dinner routine. We decided back in the States before our trip that we would set up partners and rotate every night who would buy food and cook dinner. Every 2 weeks we switched partners. On their night to make dinner, a pair would plan what to make, buy the supplies in the village, and the group would decide on a time to eat. Then it's time to cook. Depending on which pair it is, dinner is either prepared in a timely manner or a not so timely manner. Nonetheless, cooking is an enjoyable time.
Hello.
Hi, what are you doing?
Making bread.
Nice.
Cooking brought us together too. Like, people cook and they serve it and they're all nervous that they're gonna like it, and like we always love it. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, we made this. Of course it's gonna be great.
When dinner is ready, we all wait until everyone, especially the cooks, has a plate in front of them, and then we eat. After everyone is settled, the real business begins.
Play Rosebud Thorn and all of that.
It's not a game, Julie.
It's not a game, but
It's a lifestyle.
I'm gonna pick names for Rosebud Thorn now.
Rosebud Thorn is a tradition we created early on, and it's become a staple of our dining experience together. It's pretty simple. We pick a name to start, and then go around the table, and each person says the best part of their day, their rose, the worst part of their day, their thorn, and something they are looking forward to, their bud. People have the option to share something they are not looking forward to, which would be a wither, but those are discouraged.
My rose was just that. Second rose was just chilling out today, but that's also my thorn because I told myself I was going to do homework today and I didn't at all. I remember that, so my bad. And then Bud will be Switzerland this week.
oh my god.
If somebody has no thorn, we celebrate.
No thorn.
Even when we aren't together as a whole, we do Rosebud Thorn because it's a good way to hear everyone's voice at the table and gives them time to reflect on their day. It's become an important part of our time at Brunenberg. After we've all finished eating, we clean. Groups of 4 rotate nightly to clean the kitchen and make sure the space we share is comfortable. This whole routine happens each time we decide to make dinner together, but it is more than just a to-do list. This routine left space for laughter and allowed us to solidify our relationship with each other. It became an essential part of our life here. The family meal websites I looked at said the dinner table is the place where a family can create a sense that they belong together eternally. No matter what happens on the outside, the internal relationships built will never change. Time magazine author Nancy Gibbs says, "The dinner table is where a family builds its identity and culture. Legends are passed down, jokes rendered, and eventually the wider world is examined through the lens of a family's values." As we near the end of our experience at Brunenberg, I would like to credit our time at the table. I couldn't imagine a better group of people to grow and learn with than the 7, sometimes 8, I sit with, drink with, laugh with, and eat with each night. I asked everyone what they thought eating together did for our group, and this is what they said.
Well, I think that's a leading question because obviously everyone's going to say brought us together.
No.
No?
I think it brought us closer together. It brought us together.
To come together.
Well, definitely brought us together.
And it just, I don't know, I feel like it just brought us together. Yes, okay, meals have brought us together.
You don't have to say that.
No, they have. God.
It did nothing.
Okay, so maybe it was a leading question, but the evidence is clear. Sitting down next to each other to share a meal every night strengthened our relationships and made this experience unforgettable. At the dinner table, we were able to practice our manners, which led to respecting each other. We recognized the unevenness of girls versus boy, but moved beyond it and connected on the simple fact that we are friends. And last but not least, we created a unique culture of consideration and equality that we will be able to carry with us wherever we go and introduce it to the world around us.